My name is Nicole Whitlock. I am with eCom Sellers Mastery. And today, this is session 3 of our bundles workshop. We're going to cover a lot of stuff today. Grab a notebook and pen. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let me just see. Our last, I hate it when that happens. Sorry, I'm fighting with my mouse every once in a while. I'm going to have a new laptop next time we have this session. But anyway. So in session 2, we covered some of the branding basics. We went through a niche exercise. I hope you all actually go through that exercise again and watch that session again. We talked about product sourcing and some opportunities for research and where we can research different products. And then we went through some of the things on listing basics. Today, we're going through the listing checklist so that we can remember what are the key components of a good listing, keyword research, listing titles, taking photos. Now there's going to be a whole different session on photos that we're going to have that's more involved. And I may just actually just share, like the video you already have access to, you just don't know that you do, but it is in your back office. It's under the bundle section. And I think it's under session 8. Where I just did a whole exercise on how to create photos and take photos without taking the photos, which is one of my favorite things to do. So, so we're going to go through taking photos, creating product photos, editing photos, and we're going to go through that for just a brief period of time. And then we're going to create an Amazon listing. I'm going to talk about Amazon just a little bit before we get started. So I hope that you all had an amazing new year. I hope that your Q4 was awesome. I hope you got some sales. As part of our journey on this product bundle journey, we say we have no guarantees, no promises. Your results are based on your effort, your decisions, and your work. So I'm just here to guide you, to give you some things to think about, some things that work for me and my business, and my prayers that they will all work for you as well. So let's get started. Whoops. I don't know why I keep clicking on buttons I don't need to click on. Okay, so do you have or have you conducted your research? So every time that you get ready to create a listing for a bundle, I encourage you to go do the research to figure out who is the audience that this product is going to, who's going to get it, who's going to use it, who's going to have it, who's going to buy it, who's interested in it, why would they be interested in it? So that all of that exercise was covered in session 2. So definitely make sure you go back over that. So in this instance, before I even get started creating a listing of any type, and it doesn't matter if I'm creating a listing on eBay or if I'm creating one on Amazon or Walmart, it does not matter to me. I am going to go through some exercise stuff. So I'm going to go do some keyword research. I am going to go look at the best ranked product or the most searched words. I'm going to look for the most popular words, but I'm also going to go look at be inspired by my competition. So every single bundle that you're going to create, you're going to have a bunch of products that are part of that bundle. And you're going to have one of those products is going to be the product that actually has the best rank, or the people are searching for the most, or people that are most interested in, or, people are most looking for. So in an example of, just randomly something, let me see. In an example of I'll use one from the holidays. So for the holidays, as a gift, some people might sell the kitchen mitts with the cookie mix, with the skillet, with the spatula, like it's a 4-piece set, I think. And so the thing that people might be searching for is maybe they're looking for a holiday kitchen mitt, or that may be the most popular of those 4 items. One of them is the most popular. One of them is the most searched. So you want to go look at the titles of listings for kitchen mitts. You want to go look at the descriptions, the keywords. It's probably a bad one that I chose. But anyway, you get the point that you need to go and figure out which one of your components of your bundle is the most important, highest ranked, is most searched, and then dissect that listing. Dissect the components of that listing for that standalone product so that you can extract what people are searching for that particular item. And we talked about how to figure out what the sales rank is for a product So again, knowing what the sales rank is, even if you don't plan on selling it on Amazon, doesn't matter. Just know how to find the sales rank. I use Amazon as my free source for research. And so since it's my free source for research, people are always using Amazon to maybe get some information about products, and maybe they're going to the other website or they're buying directly from Amazon. So use that tool because it's a great free tool. It gives you a lot of great data. They give you free data all day long. So you want to know the keywords that are going to go into the listing that you're about to create. You also need to know the search words. What are the words that they're using to search for this particular item? You know, so the Christmas mitt, they're probably pulling up Christmas is definitely one of the search words, but it's also one of the keywords, the thing that it is, which is a kitchen oven mitt. So they're searching for that. So kitchen oven mitt or kitchen mitt, they may be searching for that. What category would this particular item go under? And the most searched for that particular, the research category. So when you're looking at a listing, where might this listing live? Based on the sales rank, where should it possibly go? Which category? And that's the path on whichever platform you're selling it on. So Amazon will have its own path. eBay will have its own path. Where should it go? What category should it be in? Photos that you create, make sure that if you don't learn anything from this class, that you name your images. We've been naming images since 2014. And so if you haven't discovered now, like people search for things by image, you can do that. Google search image has always been there, just people didn't use it. I think there was starting to be an uptick in searching by images in like 2017, 2018. But for the longest, nobody was naming their images. They had some kind of crazy long file name. Like, don't do that. Rename the image based on the title of your listing and or the name of the item that you're trying to sell. So each one of the components of this bundle listing should be incorporated into the title of the listing itself, into the title of the image itself. And then you should always have a combo picture, consolidated picture, combo picture, and then individual pictures of each one of the items that are part of the bundle. There should be very little white space. As far as real estate is concerned, this thing should take up the majority of the space, regardless of which platform you're going to list it on. When you're thinking about your title, again, if you did research on the most popular component of your bundle, most searched component of your bundle, then there's going to be some keywords that come out of that. And the best rank, I mentioned that before, number of pieces or count. I talked about the fact that bundles may be listed as pieces, PCS, it may be kit, maybe set, it may actually have the word bundle in it. On certain platforms, I use the word lot. So again, if you were selling a bunch of the same thing, so like a sort of like a multi-pack kind of situation. So pay attention to some of the competitor listings so that you know the right terminology to use for whatever you're putting together that happens to be a bundle. The description as well, and search through the product questions and complaints. Because again, when you're building out your description, that could help you. You know, our product does this, our product does that, or whatever it happens to do, or problem that it happens to solve, because your goal is to put together a bundle that solves a problem. Look at your price of your competitors, and you have to decide ultimately what's your threshold for your price. I can tell you what I do, but you have to decide what you're willing to accept or take. The price of everything is going up this year, a little or a lot. Cost of shipping is going up a little or a lot. So your goal is to make a profit on the thing that you're selling and determine, if you can, what the market will bear. So looking at the prices and making that determination, that will help. Okay. So I normally try to do either 4X or 7X, meaning I try to figure out my total cost of the expense. And if I'm going to incorporate shipping, I add shipping. So that means the cost of the components in each individual component of the bundle, plus fees, plus, if there's any special things that I need to do with packaging, and then plus the shipping costs if I'm going to include shipping or not include the shipping. So I can do 4X because if it's really, really small, it doesn't matter, but putting together the entire price. So if the cost of my bundle might be $7, if I say if I'm going to 4X it, that means I'm going to sell it for $28. If I do 7X and it costs me $7, I'm going to sell it for $49. So you have to decide what your price preferred threshold is, run some numbers, figure it out. You can test it. I always test some bundles as well. And I would encourage you to test bundles before you decide you're going to buy wholesale lots of them. Just see if you sell it in a smaller, like generic form, what happens. And then you can expand out to doing something where you're investing in larger quantities of the same thing. All right. And then you also want to think about, like we talked, I think we did in session 2, replenishables or consumables. Replenishables, things that people buy all the time that makes sense to be purchased in a bundle. One of the examples, like this is not something that people buy all the time, but it is something that sells that people don't think about. So like kids that are going away to college or people that get their first apartment after they move out from their parents' house, they might buy that bundle set that goes in the bathroom, the trash can with the curtain, with the shower rod, not shower rod, but the shower rings, the shower curtain, and the little cup and the toothbrush holder, all of that inside of the little trash can. Like they sell it as a bundle. It's already shrink wrapped and everything. You can find it in Walmart. It's really easy. So that's a simple bundle. And so that target audience for that particular bundle is going to be people that are moving into a new apartment. In most cases, that's the most common group of people that are going to buy that simple bundle, or kids that are going away to college. So it may be a younger audience for initially. As you get older, like you're probably going to do a theme, or maybe somebody that's just putting together a kid's bathroom. So they don't want to spend a bunch of money. So there's a target audience for that type of bundle. Replenishables are going to be things that people buy when something runs out. They're going to have to buy more of it anyway. Your toilet paper, your paper towels, that kind of stuff. So if you want to sell paper goods, like you could do B2B, and that's definitely a great one to sell because people are always buying toilet paper. You can also sell it to like office cleaning companies, like you can sell toilet paper to them and big bundle lots. So that's always an option. But think about things that people have to buy all the time as you're thinking about what types of bundles you're going to offer. But definitely go through the vetting process. So in today, I have to move this little thing. I have to figure this out. Oh, come on. Hold on just a second. Me and my mouse, we are not friends. Okay, product SKUs. So for your business, create an SOP that includes your SKU queue. So an SOP is a standard operating procedure. And a standard operating procedure, especially as you get to a place where maybe you're going to outsource aspects of your business, having SOPs or standard operating procedures for what you do in your business, like a naming convention for your bundles, is always good. So the SKU is going to be the thing that you use to track your listing or to monitor your listing. Some people can run their businesses without SKUs. SKUs are always good to have so that it's unique. It allows you the opportunity to monitor your sales, and you can also use the letters in the SKU to like help you with the components of this particular item and maybe the source that you got it from, and also the dates in which you acquired it, because you need to be able to account for that for your taxation purposes. So figure out your SKU. I think there's a URL at the bottom, which your naming convention is going to be for your SKU. Let me just expand this for just a second. I have to move things around just to get it open. I'm going to grab this and give it to you guys so they give you something to think about when it comes to your SKUs and whatever you decide you want to do around your SKUs. I'm going to put this over here. Figure it out. All right, share. Okay, keyword research. We did talk about keyword research. And we're going to talk about it a little bit more because your keywords matter in your listing. So I'm moving this little floaty thing around. And your keyword research, and I feel like we covered this in session 2. I really do feel like we covered keyword research, but we'll cover it again. It could be, I'm teaching multiple classes, so it could be I covered it with another group. But in any case, the keywords that a person is using to search for an item, to find an item, to be able to potentially buy it. When people are buying things, they're really using words to search for it. So you're really selling words. Words are the things to describe what it is. It could be a coffee mug. It could be, you know, some type of supplement, so vitamin C. So vitamin C is definitely the keyword. It tells what it is, and it is actually the item. There might be a specific brand of vitamin C, but it's still vitamin C. Dog beds, dog bed is the actual search term that people are using to search for this particular item. And it happens to be what it is. So the keywords that you put into the title, the description, all those things matter so that your product can come up in the search engines. That's the goal, search engine optimization, using the words that people are looking for to find this item. So when I say go back and look at some listings for products that are similar to yours or similar to what you're about to sell, or maybe the main component of what you're about to sell, definitely read the title, read the descriptions, get kind of an idea of maybe what were the search terms that they use to create this particular listing. What did they use? There's some other tools that you can use to be able to do keyword research. I need to drop Keyword Spy over here, but Keywords Everywhere, I encourage everybody to create a Keywords Everywhere account. It's like you can pay $10 and get 100,000 words, I believe. So if you don't do anything else, definitely use Keywords Everywhere. Google Trends, I think we went through the Google Trends exercise in session 2, where I showed you like, okay, let's go see what the trend is, what the frequency is that people are looking for, whatever it is you're about to sell. This Chrome extension, Analyze, I never say it right, so I just kind of slid it out really fast. I spit it out really fast, but definitely install this Chrome extension and also install this Chrome extension. I don't care if you're going to sell your bundle on Amazon or not. Again, a lot of good insight can come from Amazon, and it's absolutely free to you. It's free, okay? So make sure that you're incorporating keywords into your research. Make sure you know which keywords you're going to incorporate into your listing. Like I build my listing in advance. I build it in advance, and I also do my pictures in advance before I even log in to figure out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go do some research first. One of the hacks that I use all the time is typing in Google search, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, the first couple of letters to see what words pop up. And so then that way that'll give me some idea on what I potentially want to sell. So if we're going to create a bundle today, and we're actually going to try and create one from scratch, type in the chat. This is the bundle challenge. What kind of bundle you want to create today? I'm gonna pick one, so just type some in the chat. What type of bundle do you want us to create today so we can go do this exercise? What type of bundle? Is everybody here? Is everybody awake? Somebody's calling me. What type of bundle are you going to create today? Somebody give me an idea. Give me a product. Just name one product. I'm confident I'll probably be able to come up with a bundle for it. So type it in the chat. I'm just waiting for somebody to type. Anybody? Okay. Somebody type something. All right. So what do we got? Home fragrance. Oh, okay. All right. We'll go with home fragrance. Probably gonna be a multi-pack kind of situation. Maybe I can do a variety. I don't know. Chocolate. Chocolate's a good one. Chocolate's a good one. Okay. So home fragrance and chocolate. All right. So potentially 2 different bundles. Let's see what happens. All right. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Amazon.com. And I'm going to start with, I want to see what is the word that is coming up the most, or the phrase that is coming up the most when people start searching for chocolate. So I'm just going to pay attention to the first couple of letters, CH. So when I type in CH, the first thing that comes up is Christmas, because that's the most searched. And right now, Christmas tree storage bag is coming up the most. So all of y'all should be writing that down. And in January, people are searching for Christmas tree storage bags. Christmas tree ornament storage is the second thing that people are searching for. But we're going chocolate. So I'm going to type in CHO, and let's see what happens next. So CHO. So chopsticks and chocolate gift box. So chocolate gift box is the third most searched item. I don't know why chopsticks by price. That's very interesting and very specific. So is that 10? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So down here, this is new. I've never seen this before. What typically happens is what Amazon will spit out is the top 10 searches by the first couple of letters that you start trying to type out. In other words, it tries to figure out what is it that this person is looking for. And based on what they're looking for, it starts to spit out the top 10 searches. So right now, a bunch of people are searching for chopsticks, CHO. And the next thing that they're looking for is, so chocolate gift box. So for you, that if you're going to sell chocolate gift box is a phrase that you need, keyword, long tail keyword, that you need to make sure is included in your listing if that's part of your bundle, if that's what you're doing. Chocolate by itself is there. Then I don't know what Chom Chom Roller is. I don't even want to look that up. And then we have chocolate covered strawberries and chocolate covered cherries. Chocolate covered strawberries, I think, is probably going to require some level of refrigeration. But chocolate covered cherries, those can be candied. And so therefore, you can sell those all day long because they will go into Valentine's Day. Just so you know, I sell a lot of chocolate covered cherries Valentine's Day. Then bundles that include that. Then the next chocolate related thing. So make a note, chocolate gift box, number 1 that comes up, chocolate by itself, chocolate covered strawberries. Can't do anything with that because I think it requires refrigeration, but you can look it up. Chocolate covered cherries definitely will sell. So if you're thinking of an idea, that may be something you want to incorporate into your bundle concept. And chocolate orange, that actually is something that people buy as well. So chocolate, so if I do C, these are the ones that come up the most. Chocolate gift box, and then now we got chocolate fountain. So that's another one that's coming up. Chocolate protein powder, not surprised by that. We're at the beginning of the year. People are wanting to put together New Year's resolutions to lose weight. So protein powder is going to come up a lot. Choc Zero, I don't even know what that is. So that's very interesting. And chocolate covered pretzels. So chocolate covered pretzels is a consumable and people will buy those over and over again. And they sell year round. So here's your chocolates. If I keep going, but the O, chocolate molds. Chocolate molds for people who want to make stuff in the kitchen. So as I go down this rabbit hole of chocolate, a couple of product ideas come to mind, but I am going to validate and vet those chocolate ideas. You should do the same. I'm not going to validate and vet them today. I'm just going to make some assumptions. So as I continue to go down this path of chocolate, I think that if I put together a bundle that included chocolate covered cherries or some type of chocolate gift box that has a bunch of different chocolates in it and the different chocolates that people might be looking for, I would definitely want to include some chocolate covered pretzels, some chocolate covered cherries if I do a chocolate gift box, something that maybe has some orange chocolate or chocolate orange in there. I would definitely do that. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know if I put the chocolate protein powder, but you never know. People may want to make cocoa. And so I might incorporate that into, now you get chocolate in liquid form and you get chocolate in solid form in my amazing gift box. So that would be the rabbit hole I'd probably go down if I was going after the concept of chocolate. So if I'm going to put together a gift box, I may go get inspired by somebody else's gift box and let's see what's up. So this has a variety of assorted different chocolates, but you can see this one has a bunch of just solid chocolates in this particular bundle. That's a nice bundle, okay? And that's a bundle where I don't have to worry about the separate pieces and it's open and blah, blah, blah. I can actually decide that maybe I'm going to mix and match if I decide if I can find some bars. So a different place, a place that sells chocolate bars that I could potentially do it in variety. Now I'm going down another path is Trader Joe's. I know for a fact that Trader Joe's sells a bunch of different chocolate bars and I could put together my own custom bundle around this combination. Okay, so these are assorted inside, but you'll see here chocolate covered pretzels is part of it. So could I put together a bundle that where there's all closed in chocolates? So yeah, I could. This one has got, let's see. So this is a nice cluster photo. It shows all of the items together. So I got chocolate covered pretzels. Could I sell those directly from a baggie? Yep, I can put that as part of the bundle when I ship it to the customer. So I got chocolate covered pretzels. I've got 2 bags of popcorn on both sides. Could I find some individual bags of popcorn that have some kind of chocolate or drizzle or something on it? Absolutely. So I can find pretzels. I can find popcorn. Can I find something? This looks like chocolate covered almonds. I could be wrong, but I'll have to read the listing. This one looks like, what is this? Brittle, peanut butter brittle, peanut brittle, something like that. The Ghirardelli chocolates, you can find those. You can sell those. So find some peanut brittle in a baggie. Find some chocolate covered almonds in a baggie. And then this is what? That's not really turtles. What is that? Just probably chocolate covered almonds as well. So let's go see if I was right. I don't know. Showcasing it all day, every day. This is a great picture. So even if when they buy it, they're all individually packaged, more than likely when this is shipped, they are individually packaged, just so you know, they're more than likely they are. Just for sanitation and health purposes. Love the packaging, love the box, love the packaging. So for those that are looking to put together bundles and maybe have a gift site, this is a great box bundle. And we're going to talk about suppliers, not today, but we will talk about suppliers and where you can get these custom boxes from. And then they've got, okay, make it a gift. They give you the step instructions, which is pretty cool. So I have to read this to see if I was right. So we have chocolate basket, chocolate collection, Christmas. So let's just go to this picture. Okay, now this one is chocolate collection. This is Christmas. This is basket and Christmas look the same. So they're selling the same thing, just changing the ribbon. So it's the same cluster photo. They just changed the ribbon. Okay. There you go. It's the same cluster photo. Same cluster photo. Happy birthday. Same cluster photo. Happy holidays. Thank you. Same cluster photo and sympathy. So what did you guys just learn from just this one? So the first thing is they're all the same cluster photo, except for this one. They're the exact same cluster photo. That's the first thing. So this one is 37 and this one is 55. 37, 55. I don't know. I'd have to go see if the ounces are any different because it's the same cluster photo. If somebody's paying attention, they would be like, so you're selling the same thing just with a different ribbon? And is it the same size? I don't know. So I'd have to click on it to see, how much you get and all that other stuff to break that down even further. But chocolate is probably a good one, and you can probably buy it in individual pieces. The only thing that you have to be mindful of if you're going to sell in a bundle is, I would probably get a wholesale account with Ghirardelli. Some of these others, you can probably find a food supplier to be able to get the other pieces, make sure they're already individually packaged. If you can get them with the packaging with your brand name that you decide that you're going to create for this, you can probably do this whole thing. And then pay attention to, the keywords that are listed in the listing that was created for this one. And also the titling. They're trying to cover, right now they're covering Christmas, holiday, snack, business, office, and family. So it's what they call a grand bundle. Again, this one is, this first one's 2.5 to 26 ounces, 13 dimensions, 166 kilograms. Also, y'all gonna decide to change how you display the weight. Clever, my friend, clever. 1.7 kilograms, 2.5 pounds. So this is, let's just pay attention there. This is 2.5 pounds, which happens to be chocolate basket. But if you happen to fall on the one, again, these are all individual listings. They just happen to be a variation. So this distinct URL, if somebody's looking for birthday, they're going to see this. They're going to potentially pay $55 for the same weight. 2.5, selling the same thing. Weight, 2.5, weight, 2.5. Pay attention. Okay, this one is weight 3 pounds, less expensive. So I don't know, the dimensions may be different. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the dimensions. So the dimensions 13. This one's just a little bit bigger, but it's cheaper. So I could buy this one, change my own stupid ribbon on it and sell it. Give it away. So then the thank you, 2.5, 13, 8, 11, 2, pretty much the same one, pretty close. And then this one is same, 2.5. So lesson learned here. Chocolate basket, $37. If they happen to fall on that variation, $37 what they're going to pay. But if they are specifically searching for the keywords up of what? Happy birthday and chocolate, thank you and chocolate, sympathy and chocolate, they're going to pay $55.50. Did everybody catch that? I hope you did. It's the same thing. Same size, same everything. They're just going to pay more. So the keywords matter, because what will happen is if I'm searching happy birthday and chocolate instead of gift box, if I'm searching happy birthday, chocolate, and gift box, I'm going to see this, and I may not see all the rest of these. And I'm probably not necessarily paying attention. I noticed the fact that there's a happy birthday ribbon on it. I'm in, add to cart, moving on, and you just got to sell. So pretty interesting, very much so. So chocolate, I'm going to read other people's listings. I'm going to pay attention to the keywords that are in there. I'm going to be inspired by that. I'm also going to scroll down, as I said before, and I am going to check the feedback. Definitely going after the negative feedback just to analyze that first, then go into the positive feedback. So those are all helpful things to know. And I wanted to look into, what was the other words that we had? I think we had chocolate covered cherries, chocolate covered cherries. So these two are sold at the Dollar Tree, just so you know. I put them all the time in Valentine's bundles. So I could get a box of these that are $1. So that's $2 that they're into, and they're selling it for $9.50. I don't know how many sellers are on. I have to click and see. This one also sells at the Dollar Tree, but they have it in a little box. So it's a tiny box. So that's why I was saying I know that the little chocolate covered cherries sell, and they store well and they travel well. So if you're thinking about Valentine's Day bundles, this is like, those are great to throw into a Valentine's Day bundle, and you already have an inexpensive source to get them from. Can you get them cheaper than that? Probably. So they're selling, they spent $4 for this, and they're selling it for $17. So that's a bundle that's already up, and you could actually jump on top of that one and just make sure the ounces are the same. I'm pretty sure that they are. It looks like they are, but again, go check for yourself. Don't trust me. I'm old, and sometimes I can't see straight. So just go double check. And just make sure that you get the right ones, because the Queen Anne's are the ones that are at the Dollar Tree. And yes, their Valentine's Day stuff is up. So there's some existing bundles that you could potentially jump on if you know where to source the inventory from. And if you can jump on it and you know, then I would just go ahead and piggyback off the existing listings. If you're going to sell on Amazon, yeah. Everybody's doing the 4-pack, same box, different prices. So yeah, at some point, Amazon will consolidate all these listings. 8 of them, so they paid $8 selling it for $29.91. Not bad. I ain't mad at you. This one has a variety, so they went after probably the supplier to go and get the other options for this particular Queen Anne. You can also find the Queen Anne, I believe, and that this is the cellos that they sell at the Dollar Tree. Just so you know, these are the small ones. I don't know, $1.36. Y'all have lost y'all mind. You can also get them at Aldi's, I believe. So I know that I've sold them from there. So the next one was, somebody said fragrance. What did she say? Home fragrance. All right. Might be my challenge for the day. So you saw how I just literally came up with some ideas for chocolate, and we'll go create a chocolate bundle here in a second. So let's go and look at fragrance. Okay, so the first thing that comes up for home is COVID. So right now, a bunch of people are searching for under home. There's a bunch of COVID in the decor, and Depot gift cards, goods, and decor clearance. So people that are searching for home are searching for these things. So what does that tell me as a person that's creating a listing? I'm not going to start my listing with the word home at all. I may put home somewhere else in the title, but I'm not going to start it with home, because right now in the universe, when you start with home, the first thing that's coming up in my search results is all this other crap. So When I go to Google, oops, if I can type out today, I don't know. Maybe I cannot type. So I'm going to start with, yeah, I don't, just misclaim your business. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm going to start with the word H. Okay, let me clear all of my previous. Hold on, let's just get rid of all the other stuff. Ooh, you got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so I'm going to type in home. Remove. Oh, I have a lot of H searches. What is happening here? Okay, all right, so home. So home before dark. My son was watching that. So there's the first thing that comes up that's not me searching is Home Depot near me, Home Alone, Home Zone. So I am not going to start with home at all. Just because people are like, they're not searching for it that way. So then the next thing, Walmart. I'm going to start with home. Home. H-O, hot dogs came up. We don't buy hot dogs, so that's clearly not me. H-O-M, home COVID test. So the person who wrote home, are you seeing the thing that I'm trying to point out here? This is not the way people may be searching for fragrance, clearly. So I'm going to start with home 8F. And I got home fries. Home fragrance came up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 1 down. 6 1 down. Home fragrance came up. Home space F. First thing came up. Home fire extinguishers. Home fitness. Home furniture. Home finances. Home fitness. Home first aid hit. Home fragrance came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like the 8th one down. So it's coming up and it's in the top 10, but it's not towards the top. So if I type in fragrance, let's just try, let's see if they're gray. Okay, so fragrance oil for candle making, fragile stickers, fragrance diffuser, fragrance-free shampoos, fragrance for women. So I feel like fragrance oil and fragrance oil for candle making and fragrance diffuser, we're getting closer to maybe was that the product that you're looking at potentially selling, or was it that you're just throwing some stuff out because it was near you? Because sometimes I do that too. So I type in FRAG, fragrance oil, fragrance Versace, fragrance oil to refill, fragrance free detergent, da, da, da. So that's what I get. And when I go to Google, oh Lord, I'm so scared of my Google search. I probably should have cleared it before I started. Who knows what the hell is going to come up? I don't know what's going to come up. It'll be what it'll be, Nicole. Frag. Okay. I don't even know what that is. That wasn't me. Good. And then, so the first thing in Google, for whatever reason, is, I don't know what that is. Fragrance Net, Fragrance X, Fragile, Fraggle Rock. That has to be my son, maybe. So fragrance maybe is your better starting point, or at least your higher ranked keyword than home. Home is not your higher ranked keyword, at least as far as a generic general search is concerned. So if I go to fragrance and I type in home, okay, so if I type in fragrance, the first thing that comes up is fragrance starting with fragrance. Move this little thing. Let me permanently move this. Hide the floating controls. Thank you. Okay, so if I go to fragrance and type H, fragrance home comes up as the 5th one. So fragrance home is coming up before home. Let's go see. Fragrance came up, yeah. So home fragrance was down here. So this was like the 8th one down. Whereas if I start with H, Fragrance Home came up higher. It's the 5th one. So I'm probably going to start my listing, or at least not necessarily start my listing, but at least have, that's the order that I would go with, and versus the other one, Home Fragrance. Does that make sense to you, or does that not make sense to you? Please tell me if it makes sense. So when I do Home Fragrance over here, I do fragrance space H on Walmart. Home Fragrance is the sequence that comes up first, very first one. But on Amazon, it is not. It is further down on the 5th. And then fragrance H. So Harry Hines. Oh, yeah, because, sorry, we have a lot of wholesalers near us. So Fragrance House, that's very interesting. Fragrance Hut. So I'm going to put an O, and let's just see if we even get home. So Fragrance House, Fragrance Home comes up further down here. If I type in Home F, yeah, R, yeah, A, yeah, takes a while. Takes a while for it to come up. So whoever's mentioned that, does that make sense to you a little bit? Yes, perfect sense. All right, good. All right, so I like the idea of chocolate. Not that I don't want to do a home fragrance one, but I want to do chocolate because, you know, I've sold chocolate bundles before, bundles that have chocolate in them before. So I like chocolate. So anyway, the keyword research and the sequence in which they come up and what the priority is. I normally use a couple of different sites. Here, I recommend that you kind of just test it to see what happens when you type them in a certain sequential order on Google, Amazon, Walmart, eBay. See what your results are. What automatically starts to display before you even get to finish it. If it comes up, that means it is searched more that way on that platform than any other platform. So as we saw it in Google, like it took forever for Home Fragrance to even come up, versus if I did fragrance versus Fragrance Home, it came up sooner and with fewer words and fewer letters. So that means, again, that's also an indication. Walmart, maybe that's the way their category is. The category may actually be called Home Fragrance. And so that's the reason why that was the dominant way that it came up. I don't know. We'd have to go look and see. And you can see that in their navigation path. I'd also use Target. Target, you can do the same thing, as well as eBay. But Amazon is king as far as online searching. So I'm going to go with Amazon's results over Walmart's results, because I think that's actually Walmart's category. And so that may be the way they list it. Then the other thing, I want to encourage everybody to go install these Chrome extensions. So if you install these Chrome extensions, I have to not be in incognito. So let me just start a session. And I have a 5,000 Chrome extensions that are going to try and launch. I'm just going to warn you right now. So what I've tried to show you and what I get to show you may be two different things. So if I start with, so this Chrome extension is already installed. This thing is still spinning. It's just going to keep spinning, whatever. So I'm going to start with Home, because I started on the other side. So stuff may actually start coming up. This extension is giving me some additional information. So if I start with Home, it's giving me all this other information about what it might be starting with, what's the word after it, what's the word before it, and some other ways in which it may be used. And so in none of these, unfortunately, Home Fragrance is here. I don't see it unless you guys see it. I don't see it. So right now, home-based kits are the biggest thing. Whereas if I start with fragrance, so as I start with fragrance, I've got all these different and I didn't even finish the word. So I got frog. I don't know why I got frog, but that's okay. I got words after it. So it just started. Okay, so let me just go ahead and put the rest of the word in there. So as I go through fragrance for home, candles, men's gift set, women's gift sets. Okay, so now I'm interested in what's happening here. I'm interested because can I make bundles out of this stuff? Yeah, I could. You could actually make a great bundle with scents around and include a diffuser. So you could do like essential oils with the diffuser and sell that as a bundle. You could do scented candles with a, whatever, a candle holding that looks like a little diffuser, whatever you want to do. that's a great bundle. That's a great bundle idea. You got a fragrance set, so you already got some that actually have the words. So you may know in advance, hey, mine's going to be listed as a set. You got fragrance and lotion sets. You've got gift sets for women, gift sets for men. You could actually put together a whole candle making set or kit. So then that would be a kit there. So those are all bundle opportunities. Brazilian Crunch Body Fragrance Mist. I don't even know what that's about. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. And then you've got a tote gift. And so you have some opportunities, but fragrance is going to be your starting point, not home. All right. Makes sense. I hope everybody kind of caught that. So install this expander. It gives you some great free information on Amazon. I love free information. You can use tools to do product research. You can use tools to do keyword research. When you can take advantage of some of the stuff that's already out there. So right now on Amazon, fragrance oil is coming up first. It's going to give you some data around it and how often it's searched. You got diffuser, and then you got for men. So candle making, body wash, detergent for men. So if you're trying to do something for the home, I could do space H. And so holder comes up, home comes up fifth still, but holder comes up first. So you may want to do something where you create a bundle. Here we go. You create a bundle that includes a fragrance holder, and you can include the fragrances as part of the bundle. The higher word, the higher search that's going to come up is fragrance holder. People are searching for fragrance holder in this example versus fragrance home or home fragrance. So I would do something with maybe the sequence of fragrance holder in my listing. You can include home and make that the whole bundle because that may be the way they're searching. So that's probably the way I would go. I would do some more digging and some more research, but that's just like a preliminary, just off the cuff, just kind of looking at what the results are that are spitting out. Okay. And it doesn't hurt if you want to do some, fragrance hand, lotion, cream, soap, sanitizer. You could actually do a whole kit where it's some kind of hand sanitizer and lotion together if you want to, and maybe some wipes. That would go along great with what's happening with COVID. So, people want some wipes and they want some sanitizer and they want some lotion, and you could just sell it as a kit and put it all together. All right. And of that, sanitizer is going to be your higher ranked one. And so fragrance hand sanitizer, and the bonus is they get lotion and they get wipes. That's your bonus. So there you go. All right. Any questions on what I just did? Just kind of doing some quick keyword research examples. I'm not going to get where I want to go. Sorry, guys. Me and this stupid controller. Hide. Okay. Any questions on what I just did? You can ask. All right. So the keyword research, extremely important because that's going to matter how people are searching for stuff, the way they're looking for it, how it comes up in the search engines, what are the words that they're using to type to find it, what are the search engines spitting out, what are the most frequently included results, and then you need to take all of that into account as you're creating your title and your listing. So I gave you some more tips. Study your niche, use keyword research tools. I use them all the time. See what keywords your competitors are ranking for, definitely. So go look at your competitors' listings. So the way I would go down that rabbit hole of that whole fragrance kit is I would go and look at some of the titles and some of the listings for fragrance holders, and just looking at the listings on Amazon and looking at the words they use. Go look up a couple of fragrance holders that are on Walmart, see what the words that they use in the title and in the descriptions, and use that to my advantage. Write them all down, keep track of it, because again, when you're creating a bundle, if you do one bundle a week, like you got to spend a couple of hours doing the research before you, make the investment in that particular bundle. Is it a product that's in demand? Are people looking for it? Do you know the audience for it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then the next thing is, I can't see the top listing title. So I kind of went through the listing title a little bit. I will go back and I will try to figure out what are the words that people are using to look for this thing. I go look at other people's titles. I go look for titles for the main product. So if I'm going to put together a bundle with 3 things in it or 4 things in it or 5 things in it, which one of these has the best rank on Amazon standalone? And whichever one has the best rank on Amazon standalone is probably going to be the main thing that's going to be my key featured item for my bundle. Okay. And then I'm going to go look at the words. I say the first 5 to 7 words of the bundle need to be the most important or most searched or most used. And then the other words you can add to the end somewhere in your bundle so that they know that it's not just one thing. We talked about the words before: set, kit, pieces, whatever. And, you know, there's tools you can use. Most people use Title Builder for eBay, but you could use Title Builder as a source just to play with titles and see what it spits out for you. Make sure that your titles are descriptive. Don't use any fluff words and follow some of the best practices. Really be inspired by looking at your competitors' listings and see how they wrote their titles. Remember that titles, the way they're written on Amazon, will be slightly different than the way you write them on Walmart. There's not always a one-to-one, and that's because of the categories that Amazon has versus the categories that Walmart have are very different, and how they catalog stuff in their system is different. So you'll have to tweak your listings as you bring them over to Walmart if you're a Walmart seller. Sorry, now everything is starting to dry out. I'm sorry, I was stuffy earlier. So photos, what are the most fun and most challenging things about creating the listing? So the first thing is you don't have to have some fancy camera to be able to make photos. You don't have to have some fancy tool to make photos. You can just use your phone. If you have a good lit place in your house to make your photos for your bundle, you can do that. When you have your photos, you can always drop them into a tool to clean the background. Canva is another great tool to drop to clean up the background. You can also drop them into Clipping Magic, Bonanza Burner. But again, something to clean the background. But make sure you have good lighting when you take the pictures. Make sure that you get that the pictures are vibrant. So if I go back to where we were, oh, I hate this thing. Come on. Oh, let me out. Trying to get this. Whoops. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back and look at what were we playing with before? Chocolate and chocolate. All right, so the thing that I want you to pay attention to, I don't know where my guy is, here he is. Here's our birthday guy, is pay attention to how much real estate this picture is taking up. So it goes almost, you see where the edge, so they got a little bit of white here. So they went as far to the top, and they could have gone up higher if they wanted to make it a little bit bigger. The edges, it goes all the way to the edges. You can see right here, there's very little space. I'm just going around the edges. I'm not clicking on it. I'm just literally resting my mouse on the top. Then, oh, come on. There we go. So I go to the bottom, and they have a little bit of real estate. So they had the opportunity to go a little higher in the top and the bottom, but they can't because the sides are already that as close to the edge as possible. So they took it as far out wide as they could. They have very little, they have a little bit of white space at the top and the bottom, but they can't go any wider. So when you rest your mouse over, I think it's 1,000 by 1,000. When it zooms in, you'll be able to see all the little intricate pieces. Make sure that when you're creating pictures and when you get ready to, they're at least 1,000 by 1,000. And when you do, when you rest your mouse on it and you're going over the top of it, that you don't have little specks in different places. You don't have, like it's not grainy. It needs to be clear. It needs to pop because this is going to pop from a phone. And it's definitely going to pop from a phone, period. It is. This one is going all the way to the edges. You get all the food and see that they made sure that on the sides and the top and the bottom, all you see is food. You see all of it, and it goes all the way to the edges. So make sure that when you take your pictures, that your dimensions are good, that you're using tools that you can get the pictures all the way to the edges. Get your images all the way to the edges. Oh, you can't see. Sorry. Me and my moving the little thing around, it decides what it wants to do. So I apologize. So let me just show this again. So it wasn't just you, it was me. So as I'm pointing out here, this little gray box is the little zoom box. And so as I go across on the zoom box and I go across all the way, this is like the frame of the picture, okay? So the frame of the picture, you have a little bit of white space here on the top. And then as I come down on the sides, I have no white space right here because it's going all the way to the edge, all the way to the edge. So I come down to the bottom. I have a little bit of white space at the bottom. And then as I go up to the side, I have very little white space there as well. So they took it as wide as they could, but they couldn't go any higher on the top and the bottom because they wanted to show the whole basket, which is fine. So the second picture that they show is that this is actually going all the way to the edges. So these are the type of pictures that are going to pop on a phone, a mobile device. Remember, people are buying for mobile devices. So it needs to pop on a phone. So you want to make sure that you go all the way to the edges. This, they could have made this bigger, but they wanted to show the sides and the edges of the box. So, that's what it is. We're going to look up real quick a fragrance holder. I think that's what we were looking at before. Fragrance. Oh, no. Fragrant jerky. I would not have expected that. Fragrance holder. So those people who like to sell beef jerky, fragrant jerky is a search term. And it ranked. Okay, so this is fragrance holder. Interesting. Okay, so we have lots of different concepts for fragrance holder. Very interesting. Lots of concepts. So we've got fragrance holder for the little perfume bottles, definitely. And then you have fragrance holder here, which I would have, evidently you're going to use this lipstick holder so it serves two purposes. And I can go and put in home. This is Bodyworks Pearls. Very interesting. Okay, so now we're getting into, this is home. This is more home down here. So these are fragrance holders. So the first thing that comes up is all the personal stuff, meaning the stuff you spray on your body, except for this one, that's incense. That's a fragrance holder. So they defined it as fragrance holder. So this one actually got some ranking in with the personal stuff, which is fine, which is good. So we see this one comes up. It's not listed under sponsored, so that's pretty cool. These are fragrance holders. I think these are wall plugins, maybe on the back end. I'd have to see. This is definitely a plug-in, as you can see the little plugs here. These are the burn kind, so they have to go in something or on something. And then we're back to fragrance holders for the personal body. So if I go and put in fragrance holder home, so these are the ones that come up first. This is sponsored, so I'm not necessarily paying attention to that. You can see that it's sponsored above the line. I feel like this one is paid to be here for sure. They're paying to be here. I'm pretty sure of that because I bet you that there's no way that the sales rank on this one is higher than this one. So the way that I can tell that, like if you see something that's off, you're like, that can't be the highest rank. I'm going to go look at the rank. The sales rank for this particular item. Very interesting. Wow, they got some other. So the blue one they showcase the blue one. So that must be the one that's the most popular for them. So the sales rank on this is, wow, #1 in home incense holders. I was wrong. It's 458 in home and kitchen. 458. Wow. Okay. All right. I stand corrected. That's not my jam. So that's all right. It's not my jam. It's not meant to be my jam. Okay. Okay, so now this is sponsored. So this is sponsored, ignore that. So this is not sponsored and it is actually ranked that. I'm gonna go down here and just look at the rank real quick. Yeah, so this one is 89,098 and incense holders. So interesting. Okay. So there's clearly a market for it. And this guy is ranked #1, which is really very interesting that he's ranked #1, but whatever. People like that. That's their jam. So you could figure out something. Maybe you come up with something unique. Maybe you may do handmade. And so then you sell it on different platforms, which is another thing that you can do. No, you already have one. So yeah, there you go. You could look for diffusers. Maybe that's just very interesting to me. All right, so let me just point out what I was trying to say. I'm going to go with this thing because I think he's terribly ugly, but that's okay. So they're showing you what goes in here. So you buy the little pieces, which is this. So let's just look at this picture. Okay, the first thing, this is the cluster photo. So this is clearly a bundle. This is a bundle. Their pictures are going, the image is going all the way to the edges. So they're going right up to the edge of the holder, whatever this thing is. They're going right up to the edge. Oops. Right up to the edge because it's right on that edge right there, right here. Then as I go up to the top, they're going right up to the top of where the incense is. So they're literally making this the full, okay, they're making it the full image. They have the little, whatever these things are, the little burn thing. I don't know what they're called. I have no idea what they're called, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. And then they have this little tweezer thing to put it on the top. Looks like tweezers to me. Anyway, and then they've got these little stick things. So I don't know how to use all of this. I would definitely be a person to watch this video to try to figure out how to use all of this. But the thing that they did really good is they made sure that they zoomed in on all the components of what you're getting with this bundle. You get to see all the pieces. It's a vertical image instead of a horizontal. So it goes up and they go right up to the edge. So you don't have a lot of white space based on what's available to be able to upload my image. So whoever did this, they did a really good job of positioning and placing what they need to place. Then they have these pictures. Again, they're going all the way up to the edges. They show how to use it. So you're putting, I don't know what the stick situation is, but anyway, you put this on top of this, I guess, 2 usages. You can put a stick in, put the incense in there, or put the little burn thing in there, one of the two. They've got the different flavors. Okay, whatever. And they show it in use or show who could use it. So sleeping, coffee, reading, whatever. I don't see the incense anywhere in any of the pictures, but they are showing these pictures where it could be used. So there you go. They show the top part of it, the cone, and then they actually show it in the room. This is showing it in use. So this is a great, like it shows it in the bedroom, meditation room, doing yoga. They're showing it in use. Not that this is really where it will be used. This is just a placement. But yeah, they're showing it. They're showing it in use. Make sure the glass is locked. So you want to make sure that you have the cluster photo, the individual photos. This one, they don't necessarily show the individual photos. I guess so those sticks, these are incense. That's what they are. So the tweezer thing, I'm not really sure that I still understand the purpose of that. I'd have to watch the video. But again, then they've got a video showing this thing burning. So pretty interesting. So I guess that's supposed to help you with relaxation. I don't know. Very interesting. All right. So I would say overall, like this particular bundle, even though it's not my jam, it actually did a really good job with the pictures. I personally am a blue person, so the blue one would actually be the feature photo for me. But maybe this is the one that sells the most. This is the one they get the most sales with. So yeah, maybe that's the reason why they put it up here, because it's the one that gets the most sales. And you want to know that analysis. You want to know if you're selling multiple colors, which one is the one that people are buying the most, so that you can showcase that in your cluster photo, so that you can, maybe change out your cluster photos. So the next thing that we're going to do, let me go here. So we kind of looked at the listing and the components of the listing. Let me take one more thing. Let me find learning resources. Okay. Sorry, I have some bundles. Okay. So learning resources, they sell a bunch of different learning toys and they kind of showcase their toys and they're all spread out. So this is a bundle. It's sold, I think, as a bundle already. So, but it's not a bad bundle picture. So what I'm trying to point out is when you have multiple components in your bundle, showcasing the pieces is so important. In this example, they're going all the way to the edges, as I indicated before. As I come down all the way to the bottom, it shows the bottom of the foot, the little, not foot, but the little stocking, whatever puzzle piece goes all the way to the edges. So this is a full picture, which means it's going to pop on your phone. Then they show the different boxes that are part of it. I think I have this whole bundle right here. They're showing it in a stocking, which is a great one for, they superimposed it, as you can tell, into the stocking. So they found a stocking and superimposed it in there. And put the bundle pieces, I can tell you they're much bigger than this, but inside of a stocking. And then they're showing the different pieces that are part of, all of this is the star, the stocking, the Christmas tree, and the bulbs. So they're showing each one of those and how you put those together. They've got some other images that are right behind them. So they really found the background picture first and then put the other images on, place them on top of it. And then they show the boxes. Sorry, I think they show the boxes twice, 1 and 2. So they didn't have to do that, but okay, whatever. So they show the boxes twice. They're trying to fill up all the pictures. And then they're showing each individual one. If I click on this listing, like if I click on the pictures, I get to see the gallery. So in the gallery, what they could have done, like they're showing the fish right here, they're showing the tree, like they really could have actually shown the one with the bulbs by itself and then the stocking by itself and then the star by itself. They didn't do that. So they just showed the individual boxes and they only showed 3 of the 4 boxes. So they were trying to just fill up the gallery, which is fine. It works, but notice how big the pictures are. And then notice, now I know what I get. I know all the pieces that are part of it. And your cluster photos should indicate, what do I get in all the pieces that are part of it? So hopefully that makes sense. When we're talking about pictures, it is so important. Let me go back to where we were. So when it comes to pictures, again, make sure you have good lighting. You can use some of the manufacturer's pictures, but just remember, like, you want to find the best one. Sometimes the manufacturers don't take really good pictures. And so you can do Google searches for images. We're going to do some Google searches for images. You can croc your images using Clip It, Snipping Tools, Jing. I use Snagit a lot. Not Snippet, but I use Snagit a lot. And I also use Canva a lot. Those are the 2 tools that I like to use to create my images. I also use Clipping Magic. I still have that account. You can also drop your images into or use Paint to help build your images. So I would start by creating a blank canvas on Paint. So if you go to Paint on your computer, just click on Paint. And then you can resize your image. Oops. Resize. And I would start with 1000 by 1000. Or not, I have to change this ratio thing. So 1000 by 1000, so that way you get a blank canvas square. So now you're guaranteed to be 1000 by 1000. And then you can start dropping the images in to this tool, or you can use some other tool. You can do this, you can drop them into Canva, whatever works for you. So that's how you get the 1000 by 1000. Oh, well, we'll keep this. Maybe we'll use it. Then the next thing is make sure that they're bright images, that they pop, because you need them to pop off the phone. Make sure you have a cluster image and then 1 photo showing each item, okay? So that was the thing that I was saying that we were going to definitely do. I am going to go after chocolate. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we're going to see. So I'm going to go look for some chocolate images. Is everybody game for that real quick? I'm going to do this very quickly. All right. So I don't know. That's a great picture. I like that picture. It's Harry and David, of course. So I am going to take a couple of pieces of chocolate from different places and try to, I normally do toys. So this is, actually let's do a bundle that does have chocolate and a stuffed animal. So let's do that because it's Valentine's Day. So let's do that. Ugh. Oh, we can do pink. I don't want a red panda. Oh, I forgot the movie is coming out. Okay, fine. Aw, aw, aw. Rose bear. That is so cute. Okay. So these are cute. Oh, look at the cow. Okay, so this one's a little grainy. As I'm looking at it, I can tell that the picture's a little grainy. I actually like the cow. All right, so I was working on another project earlier, so we're gonna put in my coffee mugs. So this is a red cow for Valentine's Day. Let's see if they got any other pictures that are kind of, oh, okay, so somebody did drop it into something. And what do I want to put in front of the cow? Maybe a coffee mug in front of them with some chocolate in a bag. Okay, maybe do that. Let's see. We've got a stuffed animal. Which one do I like better? Do I like this one or this one? Oh, look at that. That's huge. That is so cute. Okay, so we're going to take a couple of these. So I am going to take, I kind of like him. I do, as long as he's not grainy. His feet are chopped off at the bottom. I'll have to work through that. Save image as, and I am not naming them the way I should name them. I will probably go back and rename them. But I'm just trying to get the pictures so I can put them into the cluster photo. So this is just for the purposes of putting them into the cluster photo. And then which other one did I like? Oh, I was here. Okay. I like the little one. This is cute. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, that's a good size. Okay, save images. Okay, so a little tip on pictures. Teddy bear 2. Okay, so a little tip on pictures. So when I say this is a good picture, like it's large. It's a large picture. If the picture is super tiny, it's going to be grainy when you try to expand the size of it. It's going to be hazy and it's going to look weird. And so you need to have big pictures in order to be able to make whatever it is that you're trying to make. So then I'm going to get a coffee cup. Oh my God, Nicole. Coffee cup with chocolate. Oh, I hate this little floaty thing. Chocolate. All right. Can't see until I move stuff. So chocolates. No, none of these above. Chocolate gift bag. Let's see if there's already some pictures. So they have a Ghirardelli. I could put a Ghirardelli into a cup. So this one's got a coffee cup with a chocolate sticking out of it. This one's a great, you can make that. Let's see. This is cute. I want red. Let's see. Or pink or white. Soccer cup. So if there's one that's already made, I can take that picture and use it. But if I have to make one, it's going to take longer. I'm trying not to do that. Come on. Somebody put that together. Yeah, somebody put that together. That's so random. Some of it is. Okay, so we're going for Not necessarily this exact thing, but something similar where we can superimpose some stuff. So I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time. If I can find a cup that already has some chocolate hanging out of it, that helps me move through this faster. So this one has some chocolate hanging out of it. I like the latte. Can I get that cleaned out background? Maybe. It's got a notebook in the back. So more. This was made. So I can tell it was made. They had a background and they superimposed the pictures and kind of angled them. That's the kind of stuff we're about to do. Just so you know. That's what we're about to do. So yeah, this was made too. So yeah, this is the theme that we're going after. Something that's superimposed was just kind of looks like it's stuck in there. And okay. Well, I'll steal this one. This is fine. I'll pull this one. It's already made for us, but just so you know, you can make this yourself. So save image. So coffee mug. I have to know what it is. Normally I would actually oh God. Normally I would name it what I'm going to name it. So just a heads up. If I'm going to name this the real thing, because we're just playing around, I'm messing around right now. But I would actually know the keywords in which people are searching for coffee mugs with chocolate in them. And if that's how they're searching for it, that's how I would save this image. I would literally name it how people are searching for it. So then that way, if they're searching for it, my little bundle is going to come up. If you're searching for it that way, if you're searching for a red teddy bear, if that's how they're searching, the word red teddy bear, I would do red underscore teddy bear or red dash teddy bear. So then that way, again, when I put it up as a standalone image, it is exactly in the same format that people are looking for it in. That's how you do that. Okay, so I would do the research before I just name the files. But right now, I don't have time to do the research, so I'm just going to do it. That's all I'm saying is go do the research before you name the images. Do the research before you do any of this stuff. Okay. All right. Oh, that was a good one, but it's not close up enough. It's not close up enough. This is a good one. Like if it was brighter and close up enough, I would actually use that. Yeah, or something like that. Like if it was already made with stuff in it, that would be fantastic. This is not bad. Yeah, that one's not bad at all. This is not bad either. So coffee mug with chocolate. So again, I need to know the naming that I'm going to go with. I don't have time to do that. So we're just going to name it something so I at least know what it is when I try to bring it in. Okay, so have some pictures and I have my little guy. So I am already in Canva and I'm going to start with a blank canvas. So I'll just choose one for a blank social media. Click create. And just, okay. All right. I just need a blank canvas. I don't know. I don't want anything on it. Let me go backwards. Discard. This. All right, so I have a blank canvas. I am going to import my pictures. Bring in this one, and I'm going to upload this one, this one, this one, this one. And I'm going to clean the backgrounds. Oops. Cancel. Hold on. Elements. I've done this so many times. You would think that I would like not have to hesitate here for a second. Edit image. Woo, there you go. All right, edit image. Remove the background. Oh, it took me a minute. I'm working on so many projects. Okay. So all I did was clean the background so that when I move this teddy bear around, I can put stuff beside him or underneath him or whatever, and it doesn't mess it up. So yeah, it just took me a minute. All right, so apply. Okay, so let's go back to my uploads, and I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to edit image, and I'm going to remove the background. Okay, so now I have that. Okay, and I don't know, apply. Let's go see, uploads. What else would make nice for our little teddy bear? Let's make him bigger. Oops, didn't mean to do that. What else should we put with our teddy bear? I'm just throwing some stuff together, y'all. Let's put one more thing in here with him. Let's put a little, I don't know, cellophane balloon. Here, heart. This one on a stick. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Sometimes you can't get it if you go from there. I need images. Image back top. Images, yeah, okay. So if I select him, oh God, come on. Okay, so it's a purchasable image. So if when I click on it, when I try to rest on it to blow it up, it's not letting me do that. I will try, see if it'll let me get the image. Nope, that's the problem. So there's a couple of things. What's happening is that it's not going to let me get the image because I don't get the option to save image as. If it moved it over here and then I could click on left click, save image as, I could grab it. So I can't grab it. I could grab it with Snagit, and it's gonna maybe be grainy, so I can go grab it with Snagit. So let me do that. So I have a Snagit tool to try and grab the image, blah, blah, blah. Let's move this here, and if I click on save image as, are you gonna let me get it? Maybe. All right. So I can stick the balloon in the back of the cup, and that would be cute. Red balloon. Let's see if it'll let me get it. All right, so then we're going to go back to Canva, wherever we are. Okay, let's upload media, and let's go get our, and let's go clear the background and edit image and clean the background. Okay, so we're going to get our little balloon, smooth him down. I really want him to be as big as possible. So I'm going to send this to the back. There we go. Now the balloon is in the back. So let me move these two over. Move the balloon down. make the bear big. Okay, so we kind of made one. I'm not gonna say it's perfect because it's not, but you get the idea. So I'm taking up the whole thing. Does everybody get the idea of what I just did? So I took a picture, took a couple pictures off the internet, found something I liked. Now I would source it. First of all, I would do the normal stuff. I would go source it. I go do some product research. I'd name the images correctly, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of the above. I'm just making a bundle. So we have a Valentine's Day bundle. There's a coffee mug with some chocolates on the inside, and we have a balloon in the background. And does everybody see what I did there? Does everybody sort of understand what I did there? Is everybody still here? Is there anybody asleep? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Are we still here? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to download this picture, and it's only this picture. So I made a bundle. Okay. This is our picture. There you go. You have to make sure you have good big images so that the resolution is really good. And so I have, oh, there's something going on here, maybe. But anyway, make sure the resolution is good. You know, put whatever you're going to put in there. I could have put something else over here. I don't know. Put a box of chocolates in his front lab, you know, all kinds of stuff. Like there's stuff that you can do, but I just tried to do something simple. So this bundle has 3 pieces to it. So the teddy bear is like, I don't know, $10 or I don't know, not $10, $3. And then the balloon is like, I don't know, $1. And then you got the chocolates with the M&Ms in there, blah, blah, blah. You got to figure out what you want to price this as. I probably would have found something with just like a couple of chocolates. This is a boatload of chocolates, but I would have put like maybe a Ghirardelli and some others. And so only have like 4 or 5 sticking out of here versus it feels like there's 20 here, but you get the idea. My goal was to find a teddy bear, a coffee mug, chocolates, and a balloon. I did it. That's my bundle. That's my listing. I can put this on Amazon. I can put this on my Amazon. I can put it on my Shopify store. I can put it on whatever. You might run into some challenges with this balloon staying inflated if you do Amazon. Well, if you're going to send it into the Amazon warehouse, but just be mindful of what all of this is going to take up. One of the first things we said was once you figure out what you're going to do, then you got to go figure out, okay, what am I going to be into it for shipping? Like how much is it going to cost me to ship something like this? What kind of box am I going to put it in? You know, and how much space is that going to come up? You got to have all of that stuff in mind. So I don't just put bundles together on a whim. I actually go and do the analysis and the research first. And then I make the decision that, yes, I can do this. So you want to step through the process to do the appropriate amount of analysis. That's why I say if you do 1 bundle a week, you spend a couple of hours on the research to vet the product and to find suppliers for the product. Once you vet it first, then find the suppliers. And then after you do all that, you know, you can do a test one by going to the store, getting in the car, go to the store, go find a teddy bear, go find a coffee mug, go find a chocolate, you know, go find whatever. Maybe you don't want to put a balloon in there. Maybe you want to put something else. Take the picture, put it on a platform, see if it sells. If it does sell, then you can go in and decide that you're going to sell multiples of that thing. Okay. So that's the goal. Test drive your bundle idea and see what the results are. Change out the pictures, change out a couple of things about it. And this is how I put together bundles without actually taking pictures. So I don't have to take the picture. I go find, if I can find the item, first I figure out what the need is or what the desire is. I know that people are going to be buying a bunch of teddy bears with chocolate for the holidays. Anybody that's been selling for a while, you know that that's what you see in the store. Teddy bears with chocolate. You walk into Walmart, they're there. And then you walk into Walmart, you know, a couple of weeks later and there's fewer of them. That means people have bought them. So people are clearly buying it. So do the research first before you just jump in and do what I just did. So the next thing after we do this, we're going to create a listing in a minute. We're not going to create a listing with this one because I've already done listings. So I did a sample listing. Same concept, but it's cleaning out the background of your pictures, superimposing the pictures on a place, making sure that you know what the keywords are going to be, what the title is going to be, what are the search terms people are using, and then going from there. So that's how I create a bundle. I would love to have created with this one, but we got to move on because it's already an hour and a half. So let me go back to the slides. Let's talk through the rest of this, and then let's create create a listing, not this listing. So that's what's on here. I would encourage you to go back and watch that again. There is a whole separate video on taking pictures and making pictures, what I just did, okay? At a slower pace. The next thing is, because we are selling on Amazon, you need to establish or get a UTIN exemption. Now, this verbiage might be slightly outdated, and so you may want to do a quick Google search just to make sure. They made some modifications to the GTIN process around COVID time. When COVID first came out, like, what was that? April 2020. Sorry, March and February of 2020. And they started to make some changes, I think that summer, around June or July, around the GTIN process. So in essence, you can do two things. You can establish a brand and be able to sell brand bundles on Amazon, or you can do brand registry and be able to sell bundles on Amazon. Brand registry is establishing your own brand. And I feel like we went through the exercise already of, if you're going to create a brand, let's think about the name, think about the colors, think about all of that. And establishing a brand registry includes trademarking that particular product or that particular brand itself. With Amazon, because they have been a little interesting for the last, I feel like they stabilized in the last 12 months, but they've been a little interesting when it comes to GTIN exemption. So what you need to make sure that you do, that if you're going to establish a brand or you're going to establish a brand with a trademark, if you're going to establish a brand with a trademark, go through brand registry. If you just want to establish a brand so you can create bundles, then you need to make sure that you have a logo, you need to have packaging that has your brand name on it. And it's not like putting a sticker onto like your packaging. They want it actually built into the product itself. But you can apply for GTIN exemption if you have a brand. I would encourage you, if you're going to go through the GTIN exemption process, that you do make sure that you have a brand. We went through the brand exercise, I feel like it was session 1, maybe session 2, and go back through that so that you can establish a brand. And then you can decide if you want to go through the trademark part of and go through brand registry. I will tell you that brand registry definitely secures your brand. Both of them will secure your brand on Amazon, but one will secure it more, because then you definitely have more control of people trying to jump onto your listings and all of that. If you establish brand registry, they have an accelerated, probably in the next couple of pictures, they have an accelerator program where you can get a trademark attorney. Trademarks cost, we went through it, like $1,400, I believe. I feel like it was $1,400, maybe $1,200. But you can go through their process and they will expedite it if you go through their accelerator program versus if you choose your own attorney. If you're not going to go through the trademark program, you don't have to, but you need to make sure that you have everything in place for your specific brand. So you need to make sure that you have a logo, that the brand is an established brand. So you've got an address and all of the information that Amazon might ask you for. So it's a legitimate brand, that the brand is on the packaging. They're going to want to see that. They don't want to see a sticker. And so if you're going to do brand bundles, but you don't want to go through brand registry, you don't want to trademark it, then make sure you've put all those things together. And then you have to submit photos to Amazon so you can get approved for a GTIN exemption. That's the only way you're going to be able to get a GTIN exemption if you want to be able to sell bundles without a UPC on Amazon. So a GTIN exemption will allow you to be able to sell bundles on Amazon without a UPC. If you want to establish a UPC, you can buy, you can get a legitimate UPC for your brand, not I went to eBay and bought a whole bunch of UPCs. Now, you can buy some UPCs and people are still going through that brand accelerator program. The accelerator program is free. Like you don't pay anything for Amazon's accelerator program. You just have to pay for the trademark with the attorney. That's it. So they'll do all the trademark research, and they will actually. I think we got our trademark approved. It didn't take long at all. Like I was really surprised. Whereas my business partner, it took her 18 months, 15 to 18 months to get hers to go through. Ours was done in like 6 to 8 weeks. It was crazy. So we were ready to go. So, and then that gives you a little more security on your stuff. So the thing you need to keep in mind is whether you do brand bundles or whether you're going to go through brand registry, and brand registry will actually give you more presence on Amazon. You actually get a brand registry page. You get to showcase different pictures about your particular product. You get your own like complete full out layout. And you can also showcase your products on Amazon Live if you have brand registry. So there's a whole bunch of perks of going with brand registry. Okay. And the accelerator program is free. You just have to pay for the trademark. But in any case, if you're going to create a brand so that you can sell bundles on Amazon, this is an Amazon thing, because you can sell bundles on other platforms and not necessarily have a brand established. Okay. But if you do, I would encourage you to still establish a brand. You need to have the brand name. The name needs to be on the packaging. You need to have like all of the established stuff that would be for a business, which would be the address and all that other stuff. And they're going to require pictures, and they may ask you more questions when it comes to getting approved. Now, when I create bundles, I don't do name brand bundles. Well, okay, partial lie there. I don't do name brand bundles that I'm not approved for. So make sure that if you're going to do bundles, like that teddy bear is a generic teddy bear. It has its own manufacturer and distributor, but it's generic. The coffee mug is generic. The chocolates, yeah, the Hershey, what is it? I think that's Hershey's or M&M's. I forget which one that's under, Mars or whatever. That's not generic. But again, selling chocolates around this, yeah, selling chocolates around this time of year is not uncommon. So what you could do is you could sell some of the more generic, not as well-known name brand. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get yourself into trouble, legal trouble. That's what I'm trying to point out. Don't create a bunch of bundles with a bunch of brand name stuff in it, and you potentially are going to get yourself in trouble with Amazon and or the actual manufacturer. So you can get distribution license approvals with different companies. Like you can reach out to Disney and Marvel. Like, so you can be, if you're approved to sell those things on Amazon, you also want to make sure that you're approved to be able to sell them in bundles. So you can contact them directly. Okay, so just don't get yourself in trouble. Can I put a few brand to create a bundle? I have, but I am approved to be able to do that. So an example would be like you can become a licensed distributor to be able to sell like MBA products. You have to go through the approval to be able to do that. So you can step through the process depending on what you want to sell and become a licensed distributor of those things. And then you'll be able to do that without getting into trouble. So I would encourage you to do that. I will give you an example. I do Christmas bundles all day long. So Christmas bundles that include the stocking. So if I'm doing Paw Patrol, I would include a Paw Patrol stocking, but the stocking is distributed not by whatever, is it Paw Patrol is Nickelodeon, I think. So it's not distributed by Nickelodeon. It's distributed by some generic, no-name brand, whatever. They got approved to be able to put the Paw Patrol print on the front. But I can still sell Paw Patrol all day on Amazon. Then the other thing is I will put in coloring books and puzzles, and I maybe put in colored pencils and maybe a toy or an ornament or something like that, a calendar, maybe an advent calendar, whatever, all Paw Patrol. Well, each one of those individual pieces are not Nickelodeon. They are all made by somebody else. It just happens to have that design on the front. So that particular bundle, even though it is a Paw Patrol bundle, it is not branded by Nickelodeon, meaning it's not a Nickelodeon. All of the little pieces that are inside of it are all separate and not Nickelodeon. Now, if any of them actually have the distributed, manufactured, whatever by Nickelodeon, then I need to be able to be sure that I won't get in trouble with Nickelodeon, because they clearly have attorneys that have deeper pockets than I do. I don't have a Nickelodeon type attorney. I don't have the kind of money to be able to go have them come after me. But all the components are. So I can sell, I'm already approved to be able to sell Paw Patrol on Amazon. I'm already approved to be able to sell Disney on, like, all the other stuff on Amazon. But if you're going to put together bundle clusters, just make sure you're approved to not get yourself in trouble. If any of the label packaging on any of it, if you flip over the back side of it where the UPC is, and it says distributed by, manufactured by, don't get yourself in trouble. Make sure you can sell that too. That's all. So get a GTI exemption to be able to create bundles on Amazon for sure. You can go through their brand registry, their enroll a brand. So you can go through their accelerator program. I am going to give you this link in just a second, as soon as I escape again. Maybe. So I'm gonna give you these two links to go look at, and definitely review them so that you are good to go. Everyone, click on this. Okay, so if I'm approved to sell a brand, I will be able to put them in the bundle. Not necessarily if it is. So here's the deal. If Disney ever came after you, because if you're approved to be able to sell, Disney on Amazon, that's great. That means I can go to the store and I can sell Disney products all day long. I can source it if I'm doing retail arbitrage, or I can buy them from whoever the wholesale supplier is, and I can sell them all day long on Amazon as an individual product. Okay. You are now producing a brand new product, brand new, and you're putting it into a bundle. So you're creating a brand new product. Well, the individual products that you sold when you sold on Amazon and you're approved to be able to sell Disney, you're fine. But to create a brand new product, you have to make sure that you're not going to get yourself in trouble with Disney because you are developing a new product. That's the difference. So you have to contact Disney to make sure that you get the rights to be able to be a distributor or be whatever. There's a form. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's a distributor or a licensed distributor. That's what it is. But you're a licensed distributor, so that way you can put together Disney bundles directly and be able to sell those on Amazon. If you're already approved to be able to sell Disney on Amazon, that's great. That's fantastic. Sell as many individual Disney toys and stuff as you want to when it says Disney on the actual manufacturer label. But to be able to not get yourself in trouble for sure, with Disney themselves, make sure that you become a licensed distributor for Disney. So you can get approved to be able to be a licensed distributor for Disney. So I would go through that. That's what I would do. You have people put together bundles and put them on Amazon and had Disney stuff in them, meaning they actually, the back label of something, each individual item, like they had 8 things together with 2 of them, when you flip them over, say Disney. Have they been able to sell those things on Amazon? Sure. Has Amazon, not kicked them off of the listing? Nope, has not. But at some point, are you prepared to go to court with Disney if they say that you're distributing a product that you didn't have the rights to create? That's the thing I'm trying to prevent you from getting in trouble with. That is, there is a difference between the two. Okay? So make sure that you're clear on the difference between the two. Being able to sell Disney products on Amazon is great. You need to also be a licensed distributor if you plan on putting Disney products into your bundle. That's all. So does that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. I hope it did. So go through the process if you plan on putting anything into a bundle that's branded and they have deep pocket attorneys and you don't, to make sure that you're okay. Have people done it for years? They've done it for years, but at some point it will catch up with them and they may get in trouble. So I want to make sure I'm not telling you anything that is wrong. And when I first started on my journey, I did put some stuff in there, but I did go through the process to try to get approved for different things to be able to be a licensed distributor. So yeah, I learned some of the licensed distributor stuff from my good buddy, Mihal Chapnik, who's awesome. So become a licensed distributor for some stuff. So if you go through the brand registry process, they're going to go through and make sure that you meet the eligibility requirements. The eligibility requirements are the same for both. The only difference is that you're going to go through and get a trademark. So the eligibility requirements is the same whether you do a brand bundle or whether you do a brand registry bundle, whatever. And so you're going to go through brand registry, sign into brand registry, and enroll your brand, whatever your brand is. So there's general information about bundling on I can type today. I'm not having much fun, am I? Backwards. On Amazon. So again, the links that I gave you should take you directly there. But I would go through the brand, just review the bundle policy and review the branding policy. Review those two with Amazon. Once you review the bundle policy and review the branding policy and you feel like you're good to go, then you can go ahead and submit for a bundle brand, get your GTN exemption. And when you do get your GTN exemption, you will only be approved for that specific category. So whatever category you're applying to be approved in, that's the category that you will be approved for. Okay? So you need to keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated when they say, well, I wasn't able to create, I already have GTN exemption and my son just walked in here and is taking everything off my desk. I wasn't approved to be able to sell it in whatever the downstream category is, main category is. And so you are going to have to apply for GTN exemption for every category where you want this bundle to live. Now, will Amazon automatically start putting your bundles in other categories, secondary categories, or third categories, third layer? Yeah, they will, based on search results and when people are buying it and how they found it or whatever the keywords are. Amazon may do that. But when you're starting the process, you're going to need to get approved for brand registry, and it's going to be in specific categories. So keep that in mind. All right. And then when you're going through the process for GTN exemption, you can buy, if you don't want to go through it, sorry, you can buy UPCs directly from GS1. There are sites, eBay, where you can buy UPCs, and people still do that today. But again, just be mindful of the fact that, Amazon may come after you, or you may run into problems later on. Just because you can do it now doesn't mean you'll always be able to do it. Some people create their bundles with UPCs that they bought from eBay. I did it for years and I don't do it anymore. So go through the process to get a GTN exemption. That's my suggestion to you. So GS1, let me just escape for just a second and give you that GS1 UPC. All right. So what questions do you have so far? You can type them in the chat. The other thing about creating listings is I would encourage you to use the thesaurus so that when you're creating your listings, that was the one thing I don't think I put it in the keywords section, but they can help you come up with related words or similar words to help describe your item. So your item may also be known by a couple of different names. So an example would be, okay, so we call it a cell phone. So it might be called by a cell. I'm going to call you from my cell. Okay. So CELL, cell phone together, mobile phone. Okay. So mobile phone, iPhone, these are all things to describe the same thing. They're all mobile devices. They're all mobile phones, but we call it multiple names. So people could be searching for your product under multiple names or multiple methods. So use the thesaurus to help you come up with your listings. That has saved me so much. And in the back end, like if it's a commonly misspelled word, that's another example of putting that in the search terms that's in the back of Amazon and not in the front. So if they misspell it, if it's a common misspelling for a thing, whatever the thing is that you sell, I would definitely put that in the search terms, just in case when people search for it, your stuff will come up. That will help you to get more organic searches. Okay. All right. So the first thing when we are going through the process to, once we've like done all our product research, we got our keywords, we got all that other stuff, we need to go figure out where we're going to put this particular thing. So I think this was, when I did this training, it was for the solar lights, which actually are about to, people are about to start buying solar lights again. Because why? Because we're going into the spring, even though we're in the middle of this cold, whatever this is, in the spring, the solar lights will start to sell again. So the solar lights will become a popular thing and people will buy them again and you will see them in the Dollar Tree. So I put solar lights outdoor Greenbrier and I just put that in the search and it sort of gave me some solar lights in this example. And I found a listing for the solar lights and I actually looked at the sales rank for this particular, solar light. I don't know what just happened here. Okay, so hold on. So I found a listing for these solar lights. This is an example of a listing that you could create yourself, meaning you could find a singular picture and then you can make the images just like I did by dropping it into Canva and then stacking them up in a line. And so that's how these types of pictures are made. It's really simple. It's easy to do. And again, you can go back and watch and see how I did that. But you want to pay attention, like, okay, is this my listing or am I creating a brand new listing? I want to know what category it's in. I want to know the subcategory. And I don't think I can see it. I have to hide this thing. So if you guys are talking to me for just a second, I have to hide the controls because I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. So the category down here, it's bestsellers rank and it's in tools and home improvement. The secondary category is landscape path lights. So when I get ready to create my listing, wherever my product that I am about to create, wherever it lives and it has the best rank, that's where I want to put it. So if my stuffed bear, my stuffed animal exists under a couple of different listings, like if I search Amazon and I see that there's already like a teddy bear bundle out there and a teddy bear set or a teddy bear kit or whatever they named it, like teddy bear, whatever, I'm going to search for it multiple ways. And then I'm going to actually click on the first picture, very first one that is not sponsored. First one, not sponsored. And I'm going to go see what the path is for it. So the path for this one, in this example, this is not the teddy bear, but the path is tools and home improvement. And the secondary path is, or the next level in, is landscape path lights. So I'm looking for the highest rank, and that is where I'm going to actually put my listing. I'm going to create it under that path. So again, that's why you go and you do research to see what listings are already out there. If no listings exist and you're creating it from scratch, then again, when you were starting the process of, we started with chocolate gift boxes or whatever it was. I think it was chocolate gift box. I would go and click, and wherever the first category of chocolate gift boxes came up, I would write down that path and I would write down the secondary path so that I knew where I should make it so I can come up in the first part of the search or the second part of the search. So this is, again, all part of your strategic research. You need to make sure that you're doing this activity so you know where your bundle needs to go, okay? I couldn't see it because it's at the bottom, and I gotta maybe move it up so I can actually see it. So I'm gonna chop this off so I can see this because I couldn't see it before. So again, this is where I was saying, this is the path, and this is the rank for this particular item. I told you before, we pay attention to the title and see how it's listed. So this one's listed as pack, which is a 12 pack, okay? So then once I am checking that, I'm gonna go check this path that I previously found. So this is under landscape path lights. So I come here and I see landscape lighting path lights. Okay, so this is where I'm going to start putting my thing. I'm also gonna do some research while I'm here before I create the listing to see what's happening in this landscape path lights section and see if there's anything else that I can glean from other related or similar listings that will help me to organically get my listing to come up. When people create bundles, like if it is a need that you are filling or you're, serving the community by creating a bundle that is in demand, then putting it in the place where it would naturally come up is going to be to your benefit. And you want to do this exercise on each one of the platforms that you are currently selling on. So I would go through this exercise to make sure I put it in the right category if I was selling it on Walmart, or put it in the right category if I was selling it on eBay. Go do some research and see where the listings currently live. Okay. So then once I am ready to create the listing, I'm going to go into add products. So I'm going to log into my Amazon account and I'm going to click on add a product. Okay. So this is me logging into my Amazon account. And once I log in, I'm going to go to add a product. And then once I go to add a product, this is, you have the search category, browse categories. I can look through the categories to see what they are. And I'm going to start typing in where I was going before. And when you start typing it in, some default stuff is going to come in. It's going to ask you if you want to select that category or not. You can choose the little drop down to go through and figure out where you want to put this. Okay. So I feel like this one was my category right here. This one, nope, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I'll have to go back and double look, but I think this one was it. Outdoor lighting, landscape lighting, path lights. I feel like this was the guy, but anyway, so it's going to come up with some places where it thinks you should put it. And if you did your research before on the ones that are already ranked the highest or for the product that you're selling, go do that research and make sure. So once I figure that out, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start the process. Now, if I have a GTI and exemption, then of course, when I first come in here, all of this stuff is red. But anyway, let me point out a couple of things. When you're creating an Amazon listing, yeah, that was my navigation. You're going to, when you first create it from scratch, you have these 4 tabs up at the top: vital information, variations, offer, and images. This is where you would normally put your UPC. So you put your UPC code in, you click on the drop down. When you have a GTI exemption, you'll do something slightly different, but it'll be in this area. You write your product name, but make sure that you are clear. This is the one that you made some decisions on. You made some decisions on before, and you did your research to figure out what the product name is going to be. And make sure that whatever that research was, that you paste that name here. So I normally write my stuff out in Notepad or something like that, and I just do a copy paste situation. So I don't have to think about it again. I reread it, make sure that that's what I did, because again, I'm doing my research first before I create the title. Okay, the name. Brand name is your brand name, especially if you have GTI exemption. Manufacturer, some people will put their brand name here as well. So you have to decide long-term what you want to put for manufacturer. I won't argue with people because they'll be like, I put my name there. Okay, fine. You put my business name in both places. You can do that. But again, all of your pieces, you didn't manufacture them yourself, somebody else did. So I just, if you put both in there, that's fine as well. Or what I've done in the past is I've put whoever I had the majority of my products come from, I might put them as the manufacturer. So if I'm buying a bunch of stuff and it all came from Bendon, like 6 of the 8 came from Bendon, I'm going to put manufacturer as Bendon. So just putting that in there. So then as you go through and you put in your manufacturer, then the next thing, depending on the category that you chose, different fields are going to show up at the bottom of your page. Different fields are going to show up. And the other thing is, as you're creating your Amazon listing, you need to go ahead and click on Advanced View. And this is going to cause it to go from 4 tabs to 8. And you'll actually have more behind more details. But anyway, you have more tabs. You'll be able to put your images, your description, your keywords, and then you'll have some more stuff under details. So fields are going to show up. For you, manufacturer, model, and item numbers may not show up because that's not the category path. That's not a common field for that category path. So don't assume that you always have to put in a manufacturer part number, model number, all that other stuff. It just happens to be the case for the path of this product that I chose, okay, which was the yard lights. Okay, so you have populate that, and as you scroll down the page, I also have some dimension information that I'm going to be populating on this first page, put my weight. So you need to know your dimensions. Now, for me, when you're doing a bundle, the dimensions of your particular product, this is so important for the package. It's all of the pieces together. So when I tell you, I go to the store to try and figure out and create a sample bundle, I'm going to the store for multiple reasons. I'm going to try to figure out what's the smallest package I can put this thing in how much is this thing going to weigh? What's the dimensions on it? So going to the store and physically putting together your bundle from a concept standpoint, proof of concept, and then test driving it on an environment, like testing it in an eBay or testing it on whatever, gives you an idea of whether or not this thing is going to move. If it moves, I now have a product that I know is going to sell, and I'm going to make sure that I already have my wholesale suppliers picked out, maybe my pricing, how many units am I going to buy, whatever. And I'm going to try and make sure that all of my components are all the same size of what I originally started with. So you should know your dimensions on what you're going to ship it in. What's the size? So try to find the smallest. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, because you want to manage your shipping costs, especially in 2022. And then your weight. How much is this entire thing together? How much does it weigh? Because you got 8 pieces, you got 4 pieces, you got whatever. So I can smash a stuffed animal. I can cellophane the coffee mug, the candy. I don't have to worry about it. I just want to make sure everything is like in a plastic bag, because you don't want your stuffed animal to show up dirty. If it's raining outside and the UPS guy, the FedEx guy leaves the box outside and the water goes through the box, then you got a dirty stuffed animal. So, make sure you're thinking about your entire packaging. The cellophane balloon is going to be a problem. I got to figure out, how do I put this balloon in here without it popping? So maybe I'll wrap it around the stuffed animal and then put the stuffed animal and the balloon and the coffee mug, all of that into a plastic bag, tie that plastic bag off, shrink wrap it as much as I can, or, get the air out of it as much as I can, stick it into my box, and I'm ready to ship it. So figure out how you're going to ship it before you try to put a bundle up on a platform. Never create, let me just tell you, I learned the hard way. Never create a bundle that's amazing that when it sells and then you got to get ready to ship it, you'd be like, oh my God, it costs $25 to ship this thing. Like, no. Go do the research first. Don't do what I did a long time ago. If you're going to have variations, when I'm first testing something, I'm not going to create variations. So that's next on the tab. So after I finish this part, I go to the next tab up here, which is variations. Okay. So that naturally I go to the next tab. If I have a variation, that means I have this thing in red, and I also have it in pink, and I also have it in white, and I also have it in blue, or whatever the colors are. That's a variation. Or I also have a small, and I have a medium, and I have a large. That's a variation. So when I'm first starting off a bundle, I don't have variations. I just don't do that. But later on, you may decide that you need variations for your listing. Okay. And you can have one as the parent listing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to next, because I don't have a variation. Now my offer. This is where I'm going to put my SKU. We talked about SKUs earlier. Product tax code. I'm going to actually put my price here. And if I'm going to, this is what I'm going to tell you. This is my suggestion to you. You can decide how you want to do it. One of the things that I do is you can, especially as you get closer to like Q4 for me, if I know that I'm going to raise the price on my bundles, and Amazon doesn't like when it feels like you are price gouging your customers, you can populate the sales price, and that's the price that will show up. And so maybe your sales price is going to be $27.99. When the sale is over, you can end the sale, start to finish. Then you have a regular price that automatically shows up. So if you're creating some amazing bundles, and maybe you're starting off with your bundles, you're going to sell them for $51.99. But long-term, bigger picture, as you get closer and closer to when the sales are going to be insane, and you want to sell it for $69.99, well, $51 to $69.99 is a big jump. It's like $19 or like $18. And so Amazon's going to be like, what are you doing? $18 jump, you are price gouging. But if I had already created the listing with the higher price in the your price box, and I showcase the sales price, and maybe I showcase the sales price October, all of October, and the first week in November, or the second week in November, and then I take it off of sale and leave the regular price of $69.99 and sell it for $69.99 all the way up until December the 15th. And I put the sales price back in, like, I'm good. I'm okay. Amazon is not going to yell at me for raising my price by $18. So just keep that in mind. And so some of these fields you're going to fill out, some of them you're not. So I would put my SKU for sure. You definitely have to put in your price. You don't have to populate sales price. Okay. You don't have to do all of those. And the condition is new. Make sure you populate that. So we have moved on to offer. And then compliance, if it applies. So there's going to be some things about your particular listing. Different fields are going to show up based on the category in which you put your stuff in. So different stuff will show up here. I just happen to, in this example, be doing lighting. So my stuff showed up different. But again, it varies. So you may not have all these fields. I don't have any batteries, blah, blah, blah for this stuffed animal. So it's not going to be applicable. Then you have images. We already talked about the fact that you want to do 1,000 by 1,000. You can resize your images in Canva. You can resize them in Paint. You can resize them in a couple of different tools. Those are all, Paint is free. It should be hopefully on your computer if you have a PC. If you don't have a PC, if you have an Apple, there is a tool that is similar to Paint that has the same features as Paint. So you can use that tool for your, to be able to do your listings, okay? And I would populate as many of the pictures as you can. So the goal is to give them a full gallery and make sure you name the images before you upload them. That is part of your assignment. Okay, now we have moved on to description. So this is where you're going to put in your product description, your key features. And so make sure that you've pre-written out the description. Again, I use Notepad as my point, or you could like drop them into an Excel spreadsheet and do that. Some of you may be using tools where you upload your listings or whatever works for you. You don't have to do what I do. When I am doing the research, I put stuff into Notepad for each one of the bundles so that I know what kind of keywords I'm going to put for the images. I know what kind of keywords I'm going to put in the title, what I'm putting in the description. I'm intentional about it and I'm not random, so that way I have a really good listing. Okay. Oh, participants can now see your screen. What is happening? Did something happen? Did I leave for a second? Did I leave for a second? Hold on. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Did I leave for a second, guys? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. It said participants can now see your screen. I'm like, okay. All right. So I'm gonna move on. Okay, so in the description, again, try to use up as many of the fields as possible. Again, if you pre-write this out, you can do a copy-paste kind of situation, put as much detail as possible when you're creating the listing, okay? And then the next one is keywords. Again, depending on what you choose, I got about search terms, so I wanna fill this out and include as many of the search terms as possible. And you may have some additional options depending on which path or category. You may have another one in here, but again, you have to know based on what you choose. And then the more detail, GTI exemption, we talked about that. So the reason, and then it's, if you've already been approved for it, then you're going to be fine. You're going to fill in the rest of this information as you go through. So it continues down. You have to keep scrolling down to the bottom until you get to save and finish. So this is what I see when I was doing the lighting. Again, everybody who sells on Amazon, you're going to get different fields when you're creating a listing from scratch. When you are done and you click on save and finish on the very last page, what will happen is if there is anything that is wrong, Amazon is going to tell you. You're going to have to go back through the listings and look for the red. You have to look for the red and you have to correct that or fix it. And if you get another error, you're probably going to have to contact Amazon. Especially when you first get your GTI exemption, do not be surprised that you have to contact Amazon to get some help. Hopefully, you'll get somebody that's experienced with bundles and GTI exemptions, and you won't have to go through 90,000 hoops. But again, go through the process to get approved for a GTI exemption first. Make sure they've given you everything, and then they're going to send you instructions on how you need to create your listings, and then you won't be running into problems. Okay, so. We were able to see. Okay, good. We are able to see. All right. So today, I know I covered a lot. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I didn't really want to go 2 hours and 15 minutes, so I'm sorry. But I want to make sure that you at least understand that the priority is that you find a product that is in demand. The wrong way to create bundles is to just say, oh, okay, with the exception of like, if I'm doing a multi-pack and I'm selling some ketchup, that's a different story. Like, people are buying ketchup, it's a consumable. when they run out, they're going to buy some more. They don't normally buy one bottle of ketchup. They don't normally buy a couple. So some of these things are going to be like semi-given. But when you're creating an actual product that's not like consumable or something like that, go do some product research. Figure out what the titling needs to be. Figure out what category needs to go in. Figure out what the main featured product is going to be. Make sure that you figure all that stuff out. Get your images, take your pictures, make sure that they're bright and bold and full, and they go all the way to the edges. Make sure the dimensions are good so you don't have grainy pictures. Do your titling really well. You will see sometimes where people will create bundles and the bundles only have, I've seen so many different type of bundles where they only have like 2 or 3 descriptions, 2 or 3 sentences for the description and it's done. And that bundle is like ranked number 1. Well, what's happening there is they paid for that real estate for that particular listing. And so it's like, okay, so when you come through with your great, amazing listing, like organically long-term, that person's listing is not going to be there forever. It's just not. The ones that have more detail, the ones that gain longevity are the ones that have a lot more information in them. So you're going to play the long game, not the short game. The only thing I play the short game on is like Christmas bundles every year. That's the short game. But if I'm selling a bundle or a kit or a set, like in home or kitchen or something like that, then I'm in it for the long game. I want my listing to be around for a long time. It's not a seasonal listing. It's a listing that will be around all the time. And that's one of the things that's going to help you to get regular recurring income is even if your bundle only sold like 5 a week, every single week for, forever. So you sold 5 a week, every single week forever. Just imagine like, okay, I'm selling it for $50 a pop, or I'm selling it for $100 a pop. That's not bad money at all. Or you sell 10 a week. Okay. It's okay because it's recurring income. So your goal is to build bundles and you need to consistently build them because over time, other people will piggyback off of your listing. And if you find a listing that you're ready to piggyback off and you have 100%, all of the components of that bundle, then jump on it. As long as it's not something where they've got like some kind of special branding and then you'd be like, I can't jump on that. So jump on listings where you can jump on them and take advantage of that. Hopefully some of you guys bought some stuff on Christmas clearance. I mentioned that after Christmas was over. So you already have some ready-made bundles and you can sell those everywhere. And you can also put some of them on Amazon. So you want to go take a look at them and dissect them and see if there's already an existing picture of them deconstructed. But take advantage of that and create some amazing bundles. So you can step back through this on how to create a listing on Amazon. Hopefully it's pretty straightforward. And I hope this was helpful. We will see you in session 4. So if you have any questions, you can ask them now. What questions can I answer? What questions can I answer? You can type them in the chat. Any? Okay, well, like I said at the beginning, Happy New Year to everybody. I am so happy that you all are here. I hope that you're getting value in this class. I hope that you're learning something amazing. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys heard me. I don't know what's going on here. No questions. Happy New Year. And use this to your benefit. Use this to help you make money in the new year. And I guess I will see you all in session 4. We'll say goodbye for now. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.